Hey everybody, how you doing? Welcome to Music Industry Makeover. How you doing? DJ Ronnie Braun, Simone Henry, and Rico Gibson. What's up, guys? How y'all doing out there?
Man, what's going on? Great Thursday. Great
Yeah,
Thursday.
yeah.
Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday, man. We made it through another Thursday during this pandemic time, and wow, you know what I'm saying? We don't take life lightly, you know what I'm saying? Because life is too short, man. Folks are dropping on us. Want to give shout outs to those who are tuning in. Make sure you spread the word as we got a great topic to talk about tonight, and we want to get you involved. I got to give shout out to one of our sponsors there, All Right Spectrum. Make sure you contact Patricia. Okay, hey, thank God for her contribution. Make sure you go ahead on and give her a call and get that bundle right there. Okay, and yeah, you will be blessed. Also, want to give shout out to the Rain for Real. Hey, his debut is tomorrow. All right, I'm going to be doing that as well as Gregory Luster. Thank God for him. With this new his new EP coming out or so, Gregory Luster. But yes, the Rain for Real. Hey, tune in to the debut. It's going to be an awesome time tomorrow. He's coming back after a 5-year hiatus. All right, what's going on, Vince? Hey, what's going on? All right,
what's going on, Vince? What's happening, bro?
Yeah, wherever you're tuned in, go ahead and send us a shout out or so. Want to connect with you? Thank you again. Also. The show definitely being brought to you by the Music Industry Makeover. All right, go visit us, musicindustrymakeover.com. Go visit our Facebook page as well as Finio Max. All right, and also in the box. Go ahead, Rico. I'm talking about that in all your other platforms.
Well, in the box, man. You know we go on every Friday night. We're having read these verses on tomorrow night. In the box is a platform for creators. You know, teach you just to kind of talk about to help you expand, help you to grow. And don't forget about Just Life every Sunday at 8 p.m. Just Life is for everybody that's struggling with life. If you're having an issue with life and you don't know how to deal with certain situations, it is a very laid back, but it's a self-help show to kind of help you deal with life. If you're struggling with life, anxiety, depression, stress, you know, so it's there to help you, man, every Sunday at 8.
All right, definitely. You want to miss out on that. And then eshamusic.com. Go ahead, Simone, tell us about Eshay.
Well, Eshay Music is it's a personal consulting service to help you monetize your music ministry. That is my main goal, is really to help you as an independent Christian recording artist sustain your ministry. You know, we are as an indie artist, you're an entrepreneur, and I know eventually you want for your baby, it's like your baby, you want for your baby to stop, pulling money out of your pocket. You want your baby to sustain itself. So I am here to help you to get your baby to that point, help your baby to grow up and come out of your pocket. Okay. So go to eshaymusic.com/MMA. I am taking appointments over the next week or so.
All right, definitely. Okay, so hey, you all want to jump on that? Look at all the resources that are available to you. Okay. Also, don't forget about Critical Dialogue on Tuesday. It's going to be an awesome time. Tuesday as we host a presidential, a congressional debate, a Republican congressional debate. Want to also give shout out to my man DJ Crossover. DJ Conversion. That's right, Conversion Radio 12.2. You want to make sure you definitely get that app. All right, thank God for him. For sure. And all right, hey, Philip Carter.
Hey, Philip.
Awesome. Yes.
Philip.
Welcome. Simone, tell about the Independent Gospel Alliance.
Yeah, Philip on to tell you about it. Okay, so well, the Independent Gospel Artists Alliance conference has moved online because of COVID, but we are still having the conference. It takes place every July, the second weekend of July, and it is for artists who are interested and who want to learn more and to grow their ministries in this new environment that we're in. We bring in some really great speakers and clinicians, and Philip Carter's one. He's a founder. Earl Bynum is a founder, and then we have some other really great speakers. to help you. We talk about marketing, we talk about social media, we talk about playlisting, we talk about radio, we talk about lots of different things to help you in different areas of your ministry, to help you to build and to grow, so that you're not in the same place. You're not stuck in the same place this year that you were in last year, right? We want to grow, we want to move forward. So that's what IGAA is here to help you do. And we're also doing, this year is the second year of the awards show. So we are working on that and putting that together for this year as well. So the awards show for IGAA is different from others. We give out awards based on merit and not just general popularity. So we look at your total music ministry, and we want to see that you're doing some of the stuff that we teach.
That's it. All right. Well, cool. Well, again, thank you all so much for tuning in. We're about to dive right into here today. I got an article about Facebook, okay? And lately the problem have been for us with streaming online, especially a lot of us DJs being kicked off because of copyright issues when it comes to the music and things like that. And so we're going to talk about that. But Mark Zuckerberg has announced, okay, that Facebook artists and businesses will be able to charge for live streams. Okay, and and that's definitely going to be a game changer. Okay, charging for live stream, you know, getting you ready for the virtual world, pretty much as you're doing it right now.
You know what they're doing? They want to keep, because you know they're saying like about 2 billion people a day are on Facebook. Facebook wants to keep those people on Facebook. They're directly competing with Zoom and WebEx and some of these other online meeting services. That article also talked about like some of the different things that they're doing in order to keep you on Facebook, keep you have your meetings on Facebook and share your lives and that kind of thing. You know, they're sprucing up Messenger to allow you to have Messenger groups and all these different things. They're directly competing with some of these other services. You know, most of us, we spend time on Facebook anyway. They want you to spend even more time on Facebook.
Wow. Well,
but the problem is, I know they want to keep everybody on Facebook.
Yeah.
But them wanksters don't pay artists and musicians and producers.
So they being
shiesty. Let's just call it what it is. So you got 2 billion people on Facebook. They're on. So you trying to do all this. So people making noise. You got to pay us because you ain't. We don't want no exposure. We want that money for our stuff.
Okay. Tanya says Facebook portal is expensive. Okay. Yeah. Really, how so? I said there are pros and cons for the independent artists, in my opinion. Yeah, there are
always.
There are some. Okay.
Laquita, what's going on? I ain't seen you in a while, Laquita. Glad to see you, man.
Yeah, you know, and let's even try to discuss some of those pros and cons. But either way, as an independent artist, you're gonna have to build your fan base. Okay, there's no other way around.
You know what? And Facebook is a great place to do that. Why? Because there are 2 billion people on Facebook every day. So
there you go.
Facebook is also a great place to advertise because Facebook knows everything about us. Even people who don't use Facebook, Facebook still knows about them because everybody who has a website uses the Facebook pixel. They put the pixel on their website. I go to the website. If I'm not on Facebook, Facebook still knows about me. You know, if I'm on somebody's mailing list, they put my email address into their Facebook advertising, you know, audience things. It's gathering all this information, you know, all this data about you. So, you know, Facebook is a great place to be if you are a marketer and as an artist who's trying to sell your music. Part of your job is to market. So as a marketer, it's a great place to be. There are a lot of people here. It's a great place to find people.
You have to be on Facebook. It's not an option of not being on Facebook.
Right.
You know, and the thing is we're moving to a virtual world. So a lot of the artists that were really reluctant to make that move, you know, you understand when it comes to the music business, it evolves. COVID-19 just forced us into the future a lot quicker. You know what I mean? So you got to know how to do everything virtual. Eventually, everything is going to go back to what it was, but the virtual component is a component that you want to have in your repertoire, because that's going to be another way that you be able to make money. Go ahead, Simone.
Well, I mean, even before COVID-19, before we were all forced indoors, artists should have been using Facebook Lives.
Correct.
And should have been using these virtual platforms for themselves and to market themselves and to engage with their fan base, because it's where everybody is. Even before COVID-19, before quarantining, everybody was online. Everybody was checking their phones multiple times a day, scrolling through their social media. It was already here. The problem with it now is that now everybody realizes, oh my gosh, I really need to use this. And so the people who were doing it are now now their audience's attention is being kind of diverted and diluted with all these new people who are realizing, oh man, I need to be using Facebook Live. And so now they're all on, you know?
And that's a good point. I look at this as this is really going to be forced obedience, basically, because, for like example, how, when they're doing having a detour and they're working on construction, and sometimes you don't heed the warning signs in the beginning, but now when you're forced to do it, it's like you've definitely got no choice. And I'm going to go to Laquita's argument. She says for the independent artists is that people aren't going to pay to stream for people they don't know.
Exactly.
I'm not
exactly. I think it's a nice thing that Facebook is offering. It's allowing people to charge for their streams. But for most independent artists, they don't have a fan base big enough or healthy enough or who love them enough to really want to pay for their streams. So their best bet is to ask for donations, really, to have that virtual tip jar. And and get people, and also do it constantly, do it on a regular basis, like every day, to let people get to know you. Use this as an opportunity to build a fan base, because they probably don't have one already.
Yeah. Go ahead, Rico.
So what I was going to say is that what it's going to do is it's going to also open up a door for other organizations to pool your streams. So although businesses may not want to pay for those streams, but then you have a third party to step in and say, hey, we'll facilitate it. We'll take a cut. Business owner be able to have it, and we'll be able to pay you as well. Because right now, streaming is only a small market share, but eventually that's going to grow. Because people don't buy music anymore. So, people are lobbying for more money. Streams are going to eventually be a lot more money. That's just, it's coming, because that's the primary from artists.
Right. Exactly. Yes, exactly. And again, you got to build your fan base. That's called the process. You cannot skip the process as an artist, no matter what type of trending stream may come that may look impressive. But if you don't have a fan base, it's really not going to do you no good. And like Simone said, you might just ask for donations until people get to know you. Also, another way as well, DJ Conversion said, I've seen one DJ who's directed people to his website. Yes, exactly. And he has embedded his live video stream to his website with live streaming. That's a very good thing to do. Bring people to where you live at, that website.
I like that idea too. And that builds your brand.
Exactly.
It forces your brand in front of people's faces, rather than, all your fans being kind of on Facebook. You can have all your people on your website.
And Twitter too.
Right.
Seeing your video, all of your links and your content and that kind of stuff. And they're not being distracted by, somebody else's stuff. So I think that's a great strategy.
Yes, it is. As Sybil says, streaming right now is actually the biggest mode of distribution.
It is.
It is.
It is.
I think a lot of artists just were reluctant to kind of go virtual because they didn't know how important it is. Because people are afraid of technology. A lot of people are afraid of technology because they don't really understand it. They're not used to it. So I think it's a great thing.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Music Industry Makeover says now that social distancing is the new form, what are future ideas artists need to discuss. That's good.
They need to learn how to monetize online concerts.
Right. Well, and again, in order to do that, though, you got to have a fan base. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you can use it for both things, right? You build a fan base and monetize it at the same time.
Well,
Monetize your platform at the same time.
You know,
it just means that you're going to have to link up too with other people in order to piggyback off their fan base. It's going to cause you, if you want to grow faster, you're going to need to link up as an artist. You're going to need to link up with other artists so that y'all can pull off each other's fan base.
Exactly. Hey, Orlando Page says artists need to stop waiting for companies to make the move for them to jump out the box. Exactly. Yes,
Absolutely.
Sir. Absolutely. Yeah. You know, you got to be proactive. Okay.
I think the great thing about social media is that it really gives you a free place to reach thousands upon thousands of people without really spending much money. And you can monetize those people without, but you have to, what it takes is you spending time and effort and putting in place digital marketing strategies that will help you, rather than waiting on somebody else to come along and ask you to come and be on their thing and this, that, and the other thing. No, do it yourself. You have your own platform right here.
Exactly. Be proactive. Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, Laquita just mentioned something that we always talk about in Music Industry Makeover. You don't need 10,000 people to follow you. You with 1,000 people that have spent $100 a year, we call them super fans.
Correct.
Laquita say super fans. If you have 1,000 super fans that spend $100 a year, that's $100,000 a year that you got an income. So realistically, you only need 1,000 people to be into what you're doing.
And it takes time to get those 1,000 people. Okay.
But you got to engage. You may have a podcast so you can engage, let people see your life. I'm saying, right, if you're in the car, pop over your cell phone, go live, man, talk about where you're heading to, let people see where you're riding to. All of that stuff, man, connect people to you, and they're more apt to buy your music because they have an invested interest in you and some other aspect, man, of your life that you let them into.
And then where we come in is we are adding to what you're already doing. You have 3 other folks or 4 other people that are pushing your brand. You know what I'm saying? Again, that's attracting more viewers to you. All right. Let's see. All right. Hey, okay, Nico, we're gonna get you yours. Says, hypothetically, because of social distancing for the few labels that still exist, what kind of deal should artists be willing to consider?
Right now, so when it comes to a deal, let's talk about this real quick. So when you say deal, what you're saying is you're looking for somebody to come and invest in you.
Right.
By the aspect of a record label. A record deal is a bank loan, right? So when you go to the bank and you ask the bank to borrow $250,000, they're going to ask you, what is your collateral? What can you use as collateral for this loan? So you shouldn't really be looking for a deal. This is a new day. You should try to create leverage. So if you do a deal, then you have leverage in the deal that you want to create on your own. It's no good right now because the day is over for somebody to come and offer you something because they want to see that you're a money maker, right? Because it's a business. A record deal is a business.
Yes,
they sign artists that make money. So the way that you create leverage, you got to already be making money. So that's why we're giving you the fundamental steps to say, build your fan base. You build 1,000 super fans. You make $100,000 a year. You can take a large chunk of that 100,000 off of that 1,000 super fans, invest back into your marketing so that you can go from 1,000 to 2,000 fans. Now you're making $200,000 a year, and it's a whole lot easier going to a satellite major independent and saying, hey, I want to get on your distribution platform, but I'm already, making $500,000 in what I'm doing. They're more apt to offer you a better deal because you don't really need them. And now they just become an investor in you. And I hope I'm not being too complex, but you don't really need a deal like that, like at first. You need to already be making money.
Well said. Awesome. And plus, Again, if you just tune in, thank you so much. This is the Music Industry Makeover. We come on every Thursday night at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we want to thank y'all so much for joining us. Tell your friends about it, spread the word. All right, let them know that we're on. I want to go to Nucci's comment. Nucci, right here, he says, these are big facts. I have an email list. I call the Content Club as good. They download everything I send them. Don't need radio or no other form of promo. And real quick, I want to say for those, you all need if you're an artist, you need to be in contact with this brother right here. Go to godifystreams.com. All right. And you can also get paid as well as an artist. It's just like Spotify, but it's godifystream.com. All right. So definitely get in contact with this brother right here. And what he said is so true. Okay. Sybil. Yes, Sybil. You are so right. The bottom line, people need a team. You need a team, guys. All right.
So stop right there. I want to that's important. Let's deal with that. You need a team. So if you need a team, like Sybil said, you got to know that you're not going to get 100% of the dollar. Your team got to eat.
Yep. Not out of the kindness of their heart. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's called investing in yourself. When you invest and get a team, well, then part of what you bring in will be distributed to them so that they can continue to work for you. That's just how that works.
You need video. If you're gonna have somebody on your team to do your videography, you got to break them off because you need to have a video for every song. Go ahead, Simone.
Awesome. Okay, all right. We got a question from Orlando Page. It's a good one. It says, what will Facebook is doing? What Facebook is doing? Will it take away or add to Patreon? Hopefully, I read it because
it's not a direct competition with Patreon. From what I read, Patreon allows people to support you on a monthly basis, on a continuing monthly basis. And you have to, when you generate content, you have to put the content into the Patreon platform. So you may be generating content for YouTube and Facebook and Instagram, but then you'll also have to generate that content for Patreon as well. And that content should be exclusive or come out first or something that will keep people engaged, something that makes it like exclusive for them. Facebook isn't doing anything that's going to be a direct competition for that. If you're doing something like what Patreon does, if you're trying to do that on Facebook, then you have to be very, very consistent with your marketing and with your appearing and with asking for the donations. And that would kind of mimic what Patreon does, except Patreon does it automatically.
So I want to Sybil just say something like really, really good. And I want to, because this platform that we have at MIM, we're trying to educate you, right? It's not always, it doesn't mean always what you think it means, but Sybil says, why do artists want to make a deal with the label and labels are doing partnerships? But I want to talk about a partnership. When you go on business with someone, y'all partners, that means your partner comes to the table with some money, and you come to the table with some money. That's what a partnership means. So that is the best deal to do, is a partnership with the label. But you have to already be bringing in a profit to be able to step to the table, because they're laughing like, partner, what, you don't make no money? You don't make us no money. So the deal is partnerships. But in order to get partnerships, it's easier said than done. You have to already be worth something.
Yeah, you have to think of it like Shark Tank. You know, when the entrepreneurs go on Shark Tank and they're pitching their ideas, they're pitching their businesses, one of the things that the investors always ask them is, how much money are you already making? They don't want to bother with you unless you're already bringing in money, because then they know you're marketable. Then they know people already like you, that, people are they already think you're valuable enough to be paying you something. Then they feel like, okay, well, then this is an investment that's a good risk for me, because it's already been proven to be making money. It's already proven to be making money, to have sales, to have an audience, fans, whatever. It's the same with the labels.
Definitely. Yeah, and just on piggyback, Sybil says pretty much, yeah. In real business, you'll never get 100% of the dollar anyway. So,
Absolutely.
again, just being real. But yeah, let's go to what Laquita says. Yeah, go ahead.
So Quita said that people also have to realize that there's not one plan that fits all. Know what works for your product. So now this is why a marketing company is very important.
So true.
Last time we met with our client, we went over some analytics. Because analytics are good for you, so you can know what direction your product is going and know what direction to take your product in. You know where you need to place your product, right? So everybody's product is different, but you have to actually do some market tests. You have to really be engaging. There's some things that you have to do in order to know what product what works for you. And if you don't have that knowledge, then you're going to have to get with a marketing team or someone that knows how to do that to answer those questions, because you won't know what product works unless you're very good with technology, you're good with analytics, you're good with setting up programs to kind of to calculate or to read those analytics for you. But what you said is absolutely right. Everybody's product is not going to work the same, but there are some components that you have to plug in order to get that information out, so you know which way you need to pivot.
And I think the problem is that we got too many independent artists. They'll look at an A-list artist and say, I want to do exactly what they're doing, and expecting to do it within like a whole year, and not realize, no, there's factors in it. They've been in it for so long, and they have a fan base.
But there's a bigger
and a budget.
And there's a bigger machine blowing those numbers out as well too.
Right, absolutely.
There you go. And my man DJ Smoker Robinson, yeah, I guess he meant you don't need a record label. You can do on your own. So yeah,
record labels are dead. Like we're in a different day. You don't need a record label. Right. Now, a partnership, if you're trying to get on a summer jam or something like that, then there's a certain pool you got to be in to be able to get on those type concerts and those type tickets.
Right.
But exactly. You look for partnerships.
Yes, and that is so true. The biggest problem, artists are not willing to invest in themselves, and that's why they'll be in the same situation 2 or 3 years from now, because they're not willing.
I want to mention too that, this investing in yourself is not just money. It's also time and learning, investing some of your brain power and actually learning how to market yourself in this music business, to learn what it takes to be successful in the new music industry. So many artists they just want to plunk some money down and give it to some marketing person and say, okay, here you go. Here's such and such amount of money, whatever, push my music out to everybody. Okay, great. You're investing in yourself. You're willing to spend the money. We're gonna push your music out to everywhere. And then when that campaign is over, now what? How do you keep those people engaged? How do you, all these people that heard of you now from this marketing campaign that you did, or the people who were working with you when you were on this show or that show, you got invited over here, you got invited over there. Mm-hmm. Now that campaign is over. The single has run its course. The album has run its course. You're in between, the last album you put out and the new one you're about to do. What do you do in that time? So many artists don't know how to do it, and I talk to a lot of artists and they tell me, oh, well, I don't want to do anything now. I have to wait for 3 months when my single comes out. Really? By the time your single comes out, nobody cares, because you haven't been talking to them in the last 3 months, right? If you are pregnant, share with the people your pregnancy. Then when your baby is born, people actually care. They're welcoming the baby, but you haven't talked to them the whole time during the pregnancy. They don't care about your baby.
Man, awesome. When music is not pushing, what other creative ideas as a marketing strategy an artist should be doing at home to increase or maintain fan base?
They need to be sharing their stories, sharing the old music. Just because the music is old doesn't mean it's not valuable. If you're gaining new social media friends and fans and followers and stuff,
Right.
then they haven't heard all the stuff that you've been doing. So it bears repeating. You know, I repeat my posts constantly. Like I have tips that go out several times a week, and it amazes me sometimes because they're the same tips that have been going out several times a week for the past I don't know how many years. But people still are like, oh wow, this is really neat. This is new. This is whatever. Like, you know, they haven't heard it before.
Come
You know,
on.
something as simple as taking your songs and decoding your own songs and talking, you know, doing a live and talking to the people about your content, you know, talking to people about, you know, what your plans are as an artist. It's
Right.
all about allowing people to buy into you. Sybil just said people buy people.
Correct.
She just answered that question in a simple format.
Yep.
People buy
Well
people.
said.
What you should be doing, you should be allowing people to buy into you. It doesn't matter. I mean, we can sit here and tell you a million things to do, but as long as it's engaging people, it's connecting people to what you're doing, and people will want to they want to click on your your website, or they want to click on your name. They want to click on something that you're posting. They want to come in your webinar. They want to click in and come into your Zoom or your podcast, whatever you're doing, then you are marketing yourself.
And also look at you know, what other skills you might have. You know what I'm saying? Like cooking, sewing, other than music. Because as you said, people buy people. You are the brand. Okay, music is just a part of who you are. That's it. So don't put all your eggs in one basket thinking, yeah, I'm gonna make all this millions of dollars off of just my music.
Absolutely.
We're in a different
Remember, we had an artist on here who she said she doesn't market her music. She markets herself.
Right.
When you look at her posts are all about, she has a health condition. It's a chronic health condition. She talks about that. She talks about her husband, you know, trips and stuff that they take or whatever. She talks about her kids, about being a mother. She talks about all these different things in her life, you know, and people get to know her and they like her. And so when she has a show and she invites people to her show, she actually packs the place out because people have been watching her all this time on social media. They want to come and see her in person.
Correct. You're right.
So she's able to fill the room just because people like her. They like her as a person, not just as an artist.
Man, that is so true. Again, I think the young lady that she's referring to, I believe she's Caucasian, right?
Stephanie, yes.
And so don't look at her skin color thinking, oh yeah, they're the only ones that can be successful. You know, if you follow the process, you could do the same thing. The only thing is you have to put in the work. And that's why that's the difference between successful people is they are willing to do what unsuccessful people are not. All right. You got to put in that work.
And I want to mention, sorry, Rico, before you go on just on that note. Yeah, she's a white girl and she's doing things that are working. But guess what? Human nature is human nature. People like people.
Right.
When she has her concerts, it's filled with Black people and white people.
Right.
You know, human nature is human nature. You know, Black people buy from people they like. White people buy from people they like. You know, people, if you get people to like you, they will buy from you, whether you're Black or white or whatever it is you are.
Marketing is all about identifying your buyer type. So what you have to understand is who you have to create a plan, a summary. Who is your customer? What does your customer think about? Right? You know, build a silhouette or a profile of your customer type, because the problem that I see a lot of times, everybody's not gonna like what you're doing. Some people are gonna have a bigger base and some gonna have smaller bases, but you need to have a buyer type. If you're gonna say, okay, if I got 3 buyer types, when you market, you are looking for these individuals. And that's gonna help you to build your followers a lot faster, because if you're marketing to people that's not in your buyer type, essentially you're just kind of wasting time and dollars.
Wasting time. Yes, it is. Hey, if y'all got any questions or comments or so, I'm sorry I forgot to mention it. Feel free, okay? Hey, because again, we're here for you. All right. Again, we don't know it all, but we know what we know, and we know what has been working. And the key thing is, again, you have to put in the effort. Success it breeds is a result from the effort that you put in. You can't skip the process. All right. I want to thank again those who have already have commented and have come on here. So again, we are the Music Industry Makeover every Thursday night right here at 9:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure you tell your friend, and if you're an artist out there that would like some marketing and promotions, hey, go visit our website, musicindustrymakeover.com. We're here for you. Okay, go and see what the services that we offer. There's a lot of other great servicing companies out there. Sybil, she's an attorney, so I believe. All right, again, and so as an artist, you're going to need that legal advice. All right. Again, there's a lot of great people out here that have talents and skills that can take you to the next level for you to help you build your team, and it's all about you as being the brand, which you are. God has made you very unique, and whether you would call it ministry or whatever, you still got to go through the process. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
And don't be selfish. The music business is not designed for you to be successful by yourself. If you're trying to operate in a space in music, you're not going to be successful by yourself. Just not. Unless you're just a genius, you got 10 arms. I mean, you're not going to be successful by yourself.
Even if you're the smartest person in the world, you're still going to need help because there's just not enough time in the day to do it all.
No,
and if you already condition your mind that when you meet people, God already has people for you to help you. But if your mind is not conditioned, if you're not ready to receive what Jesus is trying to give you, then what happens is you're just going to stay where you are. The problem that I see with a lot of independent artists, you have beer money, champagne taste, and you don't want to share beer money. So sometimes you can't make money really, really fast up front. You have to be willing to build your team. We had Jay Crum on In the Box, and he talked about his band. It was a minute before they all got paid. Sometimes he didn't even take a paycheck, so his team could get paid. So sometimes you have to be willing not to make money, to make money for the future. Go ahead.
Exactly. Yeah. You said talent is a dime a dozen. Yeah, that is true. Artists come a dime a dozen. You got to ask, what makes you so unique? Yeah, the backbone is the most crucial part, most definitely. Yes. All right. Okay, Brandy. Yes. Yeah, I take it Brandy is an artist as well. So definitely looking forward to hopefully working with you or so as well. And anybody else out there that's watching. All right. How bad do you want your music to get out there? What are your goals? I know May 12th we're going to be talking about the gospel industry, and for some people who have been in the gospel industry and we're not really impressed with some of the business activities that go on or so. And so we pretty much going to talk about that because again, whether it's gospel or mainstream, the music industry is the music industry. There has to be some integrity. You would expect some integrity in the gospel industry.
You would expect it, yes.
But yeah. LaQuita says, I've transitioned the music to a podcast industry. It's not exactly the same. However, there's a lot of similarities. It's important to consistently learn.
Yes.
That's good. Definitely.
You're doing what Spotify is doing. Spotify, apparently they only recently turned a profit last year or the year before last. And they've been, and that's probably why they fight paying royalties so hard. But they opened up their platform to podcasts because it's easier to make money with podcasts, with the sponsorships and in-stream commercials and that kind of thing. So interesting.
Hey there, Henry Harris is in the house. Yes,
hello, Henry.
What's going on, Henry?
Man, hey, this is another gentleman that you all need to get in contact with. All right, who's in the industry and has a wealth of knowledge, and he gives it out a lot, and we thank God for you, sir. Okay.
Excellence in Music Academy.
Yes.
I think that's a great name for a great organization to help you build and learn and grow and have a better music ministry. So
There you go. Exactly.
all
So
about development.
again, if y'all got any questions or comments or so, again, this is what we're here for, to help to educate you somehow, and hopefully that'll spark some type of catalyst for change, and for you to even to think about, okay, yeah, let me assess where I am as an artist, because you could be there's a difference between an artist and just a good singer. All right. And just because you do praise and worship on Sunday morning doesn't mean that you're ready for the music industry.
Absolutely.
I like what Ron said. I want to go back to that word he used. He used assessment. Do assessment on yourself. See where do you fall on the scale, on a 1 to 10. Where do you see yourself? And then go to 5 people and let them do the same assessment.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see because first you got to see if you're realistic about where you are. Sometimes a lot of artists are not realistic about where they are. And one principle that helps a mainstream artist stand apart from an independent artist is that a lot of times they've been practicing for years before you ever saw them.
Yep.
They've been in classes and teaching how to do song structure. They know how to build bridges, vamps, turnarounds. They know how to properly structure songs. They know how to properly write hooks because they go to classes for this.
Right.
Record companies pay for these classes. They have vocal coaches.
Knowing how to do this stuff.
Yeah.
People spend time to learn how to do this.
So you have to do a proper assessment about where you are. And if you are not there, then you got to be willing to humble yourself and say, hey, I need to do this. I need to do that. I got to do this before I do that. Maybe it's not time for me to do music. I need to work on some other stuff. Because if you don't do that, you won't really know where you are. And everybody is different. That assessment is very important.
Right. It's also, I think that assessment is very important. Couple of examples. We heard some music this week that somebody they want marketed.
Oh, geez.
But honestly, it's just not ready. It's just not ready. And I don't know if you send it to a marketing person to have them tell you that, or you send it to some, you bring in friends. Well, maybe not friends, but like strangers, or have it go to, let's a couple of strangers hear your music. People who are going to tell you the truth, who don't know you and aren't necessarily interested in your feelings. Right? Because this particular artist, I mean, there was trouble all around. And then I heard this other song this week where the song itself was really, really good. It was well written, well structured, but the singer wasn't a great singer. Mm-hmm. So, in my mind, I'm thinking, you're not a singer, you're a songwriter. Write some songs. Your songs are fantastic, but let somebody else sing them. So sometimes, I hear artists say, well, I'm the only one that can tell my story. That's not necessarily true. You may be the only one who can write your story, but maybe somebody else ought to sing your story.
Whitney Houston didn't write none of those songs. Dolly Parton wrote them. Go ahead.
Right. Case in point, too. There's this great song called Alive that I really like. When you listen to it, you would think that the lady who was singing the song, that this is her heart, this is her struggle, this is her story. But when you look at the credits, you realize somebody else wrote the song. It's a song written, they wrote it together, but it was the person who didn't want to sing it, it's her story. The one who is singing it, she was like, oh, it's a great song, it should be out there. So she sang the song and it became a hit. But it's not her story. But she sang it so well that people feel like, oh my gosh, this is you, right? No, it's not.
Right. Hey, man, awesome, man. Great comments that we've been getting or so. Man, yeah, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying what Laquita just said. There's more money for the songwriter than the artist in mainstream. But you got to realize, man, some of you guys got a phenomenal pen, but your singing sucks.
So you're
not no singer.
Right.
Stick to being a writer.
Right.
And you get paid that way, and let artists, split. You wrote the song, the artist gonna tell your story, right? Split, give them some publishing on the song as well, because they're singing it for you, making you look good. But every person that can write is not a singer. Stop that.
And we just gave you a nugget right here. All right, put it in a book. Write a short content book.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, put it in a book.
Hey, seriously, that's a way for you to make money on your brand. Okay.
A book of poems, a song book. You could do several different things with that.
All right. So we'll say that could depend upon the split sheet or so. And see, that's not my area and things. Yeah,
right, yeah, that's her and Rico could talk about that one.
Yeah, definitely.
But basically, it's how you work out the split between the different songwriters, right?
Right. So when you're working on a song and you got someone that's going to sing it, you on that songwriter split sheet, if you're writing the music, you can offer whatever you want to offer. Just like contracts. Contracts are what both people agree to. Somebody can write it up, but both people got to agree to it, right? But I would say to you as an independent artist, you want to be fair, right? If you know somebody got a phenomenal voice and they really, really dope, and they can showcase your music and really model your songwriting skills through song, take care of them. Y'all be together. I watched the movie. Now follow me. I know how to watch movies to eat. I can speak eat the fish and spit out the bones. I watched Rocket Man, right, with Elton John. I love that movie because it gave you an inside look of what life is like for writers and singers. Elton John, he could write, but he was not as strong as a writer as Bernie, the guy who wrote all his music. And they made hits together. So you make it have a team. Elton John had that voice, but Bernie had that pen, and they just stayed together.
Wow.
Right, correct. A split sheet is a contractual agreement. Correct.
Yeah. Correct. Wow, awesome. Okay. I definitely want to say too. I want to backtrack to where we were talking about for us how an artist and how they sound. If your music is not good, or if you need some work, we're not. Huh?
I want to go. Well, I want to go. Go ahead and finish. I want to go back to what Laquita said because it's important.
This one here.
So let me address that. All right. So DistroKid does separate the income for the songs. However, the most important part for that split sheet is when you put that song into the Guild, BMI or ASCAP, if you guys don't have the same figure, if you would ASCAP, they would BMI high because each one of you have to record that song in order to get paid from that song. If someone does not put in their same percentage, if we're saying, okay, we're going to do 50-50, but I'm going to be on the sneak tip and go put in 60 so I can give you 40 in my end of the catalog of the song submission, and you do it as 50-50, they're not going to pay you because they don't do the reconciliation. You have to do it. So what the songwriter split sheet does is you both agree on a percentage amount and you sign it. They get a copy, you get a copy. They file one, you file the other. Right. So then when you put your music into DistroKid, right, then you can still make sure you guys will get paid. But if that song is not properly recorded with the right percentages, neither one of you gonna get no royalty check. That's what a lot of people don't know.
Wow. Hey, Chris Squire. Yeah, tell my sister, your wife, I said hello. Yeah, Trina. Yeah, definitely. What I was going to say about for us, an artist's music. If you're really not ready, if we don't feel that your music is ready, we're not going to promote you. All right, we're not desperate for money just to say, oh yeah, we want to promote this artist. The music has to be good. We have to have something to work with, and that's why we have a consultation where we could hear your music and say like, you know what, you need to work on this right here, because we don't want to put out any mess, because that's a representation of us as well too. All right, and again, any marketing company will pretty much tell you that. And then there's some that just don't care. Like, all right, well, hey, I'll just take your money. No, we're not desperate for your money like that. Okay. Sybil says electronic sources can cause major issues, be it electronic contracts, purchase online, or agreements purchased online. Okay. And all right, hey, Todd Curry, what's up? Yeah, go ahead. You want to address that?
I want to say what Sybil just said. And the reason why it can cause major issues because a lot of times when you buy a contract, if you don't know the verbiage, like I can read a music contract. I don't need an attorney to read a music contract because I've been doing it for a very, very long time. Because you have somebody that understands something one way. Every contract is different. Every contract is not written the same. So when you download a contract, if you don't understand what that contract means, that could be an issue. So that's what civil means. That's why it's a problem. So it's good to go to an attorney.
Yes, definitely. And she's one, definitely. Hey, Todd, let's go on. Hey, if they haven't written anything, just contact them just contract them as hired work and pay them up front. So, okay. All right, cool. Yes, and Sybil agrees with you on that for sure. So
no, actually she doesn't. She said that can be problematic with a producer and anyone who contributes creative content. Because I guess they can come back and say, yeah, you pay me a flat fee for this, but then your song is a hit. Now they want to be paid more.
That residual income then, right?
Yeah, I mean, the thing, when you've done it all and just bringing in someone to sing on it. I mean, the thing though, Todd, is you want to be fair because you got to realize the whole industry has shifted, right? So people don't make money from downloads. The only way that the artists make money is through streaming, which is very little right now till that share changes, and through touring. So if you do run across a singer, and I use Elton John and Bernie because Elton John can sing. Elton John from the beginning was just not a regular cat. Right. So if you run across a singer, somebody that's really, really gifted as a writer, you have a greater opportunity to get your songs heard before the world with somebody that's a super talent. And if you find somebody that has a great voice that really are excellent, don't be stingy. Pay them because I use that for a reason to teach you something. Bernie was a writer, Elton was a singer, but they split 50-50. Right. And they worked together for years and they both multimillionaires. So what we have to do is not be stingy because if somebody that has a mediocre talent sings your song, your chances of being seen and getting some notoriety as a writer is going to be very slim. But if you got a singer that can blow, imagine if you take a Yolanda Adams, Karen Clark Shear, or Jennifer Hudson to take your song and sing it, it's going to blow up. So when you have the talent, you pay the talent. Just like you got a football team, you got somebody that can run a 4.140 and he can spin, run over you, then you pay him. But a back who can't get a first down, of course he ain't gonna get no money because he sucked. So the thing we're trying to teach you how not to be stingy, right?
I guess that's the real problem. It's an internal issue. So for its character, all right. How are you going to react when in these situations like this? Don't get so money hungry because again, if you start getting money that you never really had before, like, oh man, I want to get as much as I can.
What did Sybil say? I was talking. I couldn't read it. I was talking.
Oh no, she was talking to Todd. Yeah, it was a national
intellectual sparring.
Yes, and this is a tough issue for a lot of artists. They don't really know about this. All right, that's why they have.
If you're a songwriter, a lot of people are not really interested in just being songwriters because y'all cats don't know how to do it. Right? You don't know how songwriting is dope. Because what happens is you go make friends with a couple singers and y'all create a bond and y'all get y'all a producer, right? And y'all get you a videographer, y'all got a hit factory, right? That songwriter is important, but it's how you perceive yourself. A songwriter is very important. But the thing is, if you cannot sing, be cool with not singing.
Yeah.
Everybody can't sing and write. Everybody, Dolly Parton can sing and write, right? You have R. Kelly can sing and write, but everybody, listen, you can eat forever. Amen, Sybil. Everybody don't have those 5 gifts, right? If you only have one, you have to be content. I've met plenty of people.
That one. Be the best at that one.
I've met plenty of singers that can sing but couldn't write, but I was depressed because they couldn't write that good. Man, God just ain't get it to you. Let's get a writer. And they get depressed because they got to share the publishing. Well, I'm singing it. Yeah.
Well, and you ain't a songwriter, so yeah.
that's really the issue. You know what I'm saying? You know, the biggest thing is exactly, and that's what we're trying to see. Know the business in music. Okay.
And know where you fit, know where your talent lies.
Right.
You know, what's your lane? Is it singing? Is it writing? Is it both? I mean, is it playing an instrument? You know, everybody's not meant for everything. Being a good songwriter, just because you have all these great songs in you, doesn't mean that you should be the one on stage singing it. You know, and I think maybe it's an ego thing or something in people's heads that, you know, they want to be out front where everybody can see them. Well, you know, if your voice is not built for that, well, then that can't be you.
Well, see,
not going to do justice to the songs if they're great songs.
So Laquita, you're right, but the problem is when it comes to rappers, like we know Skills is a writer; he's a ghost writer. Rick Ross is a ghost writer. Chris Brown is a ghost writer, right? Write raps for people, right? But when it comes to rapping, it's not really cool to have other people write your lyrics. So that's why cats don't prefer it. But a lot of cats write lyrics. You just don't know that they don't write their lyrics. But you're absolutely right. It's cool for singers to do it, but it's not cool for rappers to do it. And a lot of rappers probably need other people to write their lyrics. But again, you have to be able to split publishing. A lot of people, we dealing with a selfish nature.
A good example of who wrote their lyrics, DOC wrote Dr. Dre's lyrics. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing but a G. Yeah, everything Dr. Dre rapped about, somebody wrote it for him.
And DLC don't have no voice. Couldn't rap no more.
No voice.
Nope. And still eating.
Still, exactly. Yep. Yes. Sybil says big facts there and everything. So yeah, maximizing.
It is Gibson Sybil, GIBSON, Rico Green.
Oh, great.
You're just gonna give me a name, okay?
Yeah. Exactly. Right. So again, guys, it's all about that team building. You got to have that team. Todd says, and that's why I don't sing. You know my name as an artist.
SoundScan, ASCAP, and SoundScan does absolutely.
Bro, that's the thing. That's maximizing
all the most important
talent.
People know who you
but
are.
Man, you know where you fit at, bro.
Right.
That's where you fit.
And he's won awards and everything, and getting paid.
Yeah.
Down there, yes. Oh yeah. She said she's bad for that, Rico.
You don't remember my name? It Gibson.
Oh, there goes one of the memes again. That face.
Yes. Y'all, we got a few minutes. If y'all got any questions, whatever that you want to ask us, so feel free. All right, we are here for you. Definitely. Yes, Ricky. Yes, you got to know. You got to know how to stay in your lane. You know, not being selfish, and I think that's the key thing Rico was harping on for sure. Is that again, we number one, we have to assess why we're doing this, assess where we are, all right, and realize that you cannot be selfish. It's an internal thing. That's why your ministry or your music, whatever you're trying to do, is not moving forward because you are pretty much being selfish, trying to get everything for yourself, and that's not going to work. Okay, it's just a principle.
And again, if you're trying to be successful anywhere in music, you're not gonna get the whole 100, the whole dollar. You got to be willing to bust that dollar down. I would rather have 30% of 10 million than 100% of $2,000.
There you go. Hey, we about to bring you on so next time. You're always welcome to come on the show.
Always.
Yes, and Todd Curry, we definitely got to have you on as well too, so that you can give some nuggets. Because again, you've been in this for a while. All right.
No, you good. You good. So I told you gonna remember. You remember. See, I got that. Todd get it. Todd gets it, and Sybil gets it. I would rather, and I want to say this again, I would rather have 30% of 30 million versus 100% of 2,000. Which do you think is the bigger number?
That's it. 30 million. Yep. Yep. I'm 30% of what? Wait a minute. What you say? Whether 30% of 30 million, right?
I would rather have. I take 20% of 30 million versus 100% of $2,000.
Right. Yeah, because that $2,000 ain't really much money.
Ricky, my brother, that's my brother. That's one of the baddest piano players in Atlanta, man.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's my brother, but he just got a big head. You know what I'm saying? Any day. That's what Todd. Any day. Amen, Todd. You know the game, bro. Like,
yes, yeah. And again, Todd, Sybil, these are quality folks that are in the industry. That could definitely help you, give you some advice that are doing what they said. And we've got too many that run around that's pretty much trying to take advantage of artists that don't know the business. Okay. And that's what we're going to talk about too on May 14th, Lord willing. All right.
He just did the math real quick in case y'all didn't do the math. $2 million over $2,000. But you look at that 20% number, right? 100% of zero. You absolutely right.
Exactly.
Like, think about this. I would rather as a songwriter, or even as a producer, because I changed my strategy as a producer. I'd rather have 30 songs with 30 singles and get half, right? Than to try to get 100%, because over time, all those percentages are gonna add up over time. You just keep making song after song after song after song. Right now, I'm trying to build a catalog, man, of 6,000 songs with 5 other producers, so that we can do licensed music. It doesn't matter. When that one venture I got with those 5 people, I got another venture over here with another people that I've started. You can keep doing songs, and it don't matter. I only get a small percentage. I don't care. But if I take that small percentage and I'm working, man, with 1 million people over time, man, that's going to add up to some money.
There you go.
You got to stop. Look at the bigger picture. You're trying to look at the whole pie and say, man, I want the whole pie. Man, I'll take a small piece of that pie. As much as work that I have to do on it, then it'll be equal to the work that I'm doing. I don't mind. I go find somebody else and get another percentage somewhere, and I just keep getting percentages. That's the game. And if you don't understand that, you don't know the music business. That's the music business.
And let the people know real quick, you are actually getting some royalties off of songs that you've written.
Man, I get nice checks. My biggest money comes from UK, and I'm still trying to find other artists. It don't matter. You don't know how well a song is gonna do. A song that you've done this year could blow up 2 years later, because then somebody put it out, somebody grab it.
There you go.
Who knows? The Sprite commercials may say they want it. You may have did that song 3 years ago.
Right.
I got songs that I've done 10 years ago that I got a publishing deal. My music supervisor is Eddie Wold. He done won 6 Emmys. I'm like, I work for him, but I'm on his team. He got a bunch of producers. I'm on that, but he done got 6 Emmys. But the thing is, it doesn't matter. A song that's 10 years old, if somebody decides to use it,
right,
you don't forgot about that song. So that's why you don't throw away your old music. Somebody don't pick that song up, or it may fit right in the film, and it may be that song 10 years, 15 years old.
There you go.
You turn around and get a $40,000, $50 check for it, and you thought the song was trash because somebody told you it was trash, right? Your music is your legacy, right? That's your legacy. So stop thinking that you're gonna get it all right then. I play the long game. I got a couple of businesses, however ways I get my money. I'm a hustler. My music is just one component. And then I got 5 or 6 different irons in music. I produce, you know what I'm saying? I doggone mix and master. I consult. I teach people the business. I get paid for that. Like, I don't talk to you for free unless you're on Music Industry Makeover in the box, right? So I know how to transact. I know how to make a transaction for myself. But understand that even if you got a percentage, I don't care if I get 10% or 20%. I have people say, well, man, I have artists that I know they're struggling, they're not doing good. Man, I take 25%, let me do this. But I go get 15 other people. I got 40% over here. I got 20 people, 30% over here. I got 10% with 100 people over here over a period of time, because I'm playing the long game. if you're going to be successful in the music business, you have to know the long game. Todd, no. Sybil, no. Yep. You're not gonna cash out up front like that at first. You gotta, you know, and if you do have an opportunity to get on a bigger platform, a lot of times people want to see who you are as a person before they let you in and start making money, because unless you're crazy, right? If you're gonna come in and not listen, you know, that's just how the music business works. So at first, when I first met Ro Dazon, you know, the cinematographer man out of Detroit. You know, work with Faith Hill, Gotti. What's the boy name? I can't think right now. Gotti boy. You know what I'm saying? But he not Ja Rule, Gotti. The rapper. No, the other Gotti. But however, when I met Ro Dazon, I did stuff for free. When I got my first movie score, my first TV series, I did it with Ro. I didn't get no money. Right? Because I was willing to work for nothing, because I wanted him to build a relationship with him. And let me show you something, because and I said, Nugget, get it. The relationship with Ro Dazon, because he's very, very heavily plugged, the relationship is more important to me than the money. I don't give a crap about the money.
Yep.
Because when I called him, he picked up the phone. He was the first cat I had on my show. Right? If I ask him to do something, if I ask him to do something, he'll do it. When people answer the phone for you, right? That's a relationship. He don't send my phone calls to voicemail. If I send him a message on Facebook, he answers back. So this is understanding how the music game is played.
That's good.
Right?
That's
so
good.
Sometimes you have to take an L, and he offered to pay me on some stuff. I did not. I ain't want the money. He said, "How much you gonna charge me?" I ain't gonna charge you nothing. You know, but that's not the same for everybody, except because I want the relationship, and that's how it works. And to this day, over years, I scored a movie. The movie we won some awards. Halt, right? It's won some independent music awards. The Sundance, right? But because he put me on, because I didn't take money at first, because he wanted to see what type of person I was. I know I'm talking a lot, but I'm trying to give you something, right? Because a lot of y'all don't understand it. In the music business, you don't get out of the car and walk to the bank and get a big check. It don't work like that. You got to pay your dues. Everybody still got to pay their dues.
Yep.
Right. Absolutely. And your relationships are important.
Relationships. There you go, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah. We hope something said tonight that definitely that will help you. And again, if you need any help or so, you know how to find us, musicindustrymakeover.com. Feel free to go visit us. Also go to the website. As well as shamusic.com as well. Go and check us out there. We'll check Simone out. So, and again, you know, we're here for you. Any last words that y'all want to say there? Starting off with Simone.
Just thank you for spending your Thursday night with us. Tonight was a great discussion. We learned a lot. And come back next Thursday.
Yes, next Thursday. Yes, we're going to have a film director and an actor or so. So he's going to be on as well too. So
cool.
All right, Rico, go ahead, man.
Hey, I don't talk a lot, man. If y'all tune in tomorrow, we're gonna have Reed B versus at In the Box. Don't forget Sunday Just Life, 8:00. And you know, we appreciate you guys for tuning in. Music Industry Makeover, man. We actually want to be a blessing to you. You know what I mean? Your network is part of your net worth, man. Hey, and this for me, for 2020, I'm more important. I'm more interested in relationships. I'm more interested in the relationship, because the relationship is going to lead me to the money.
There you go. Yep. Hey, to God be the glory. Again, as I've always said, y'all, some of y'all have heard me say, the music industry is about relationships and budgets. All right. So again, you know, sometimes, hey, you know, favor, as I think, like what my old mentor said, favor is better than money. Okay. So yeah, that relationship that you have is sometimes better than the money that you're putting out, or the money that you would get. So yes, absolutely. Build those relationships. Okay. Don't forget to go and check out my video show. That'll be starting up next month. Okay. And yes, Brother Henry Harris. Yes, relationships are key. Exactly. All right. And we just thank God for you all. Remember, you matter in the kingdom of God. Okay. So don't compare yourself or your ministry to anyone else out there. Just do what God has called you to do, and you will be just fine. All right, man. Got all these comments coming in. Yes. Want to thank y'all again so much for being a part of the music industry makeover, taking out time to come and hang out with us. And yes, we enjoy doing this. We've been doing this for close to a year and a half now. So man, time flies when you're having fun, right? Yes, time flies when you're having fun. Hey, real quick, yes, our sponsors, want to thank them as well. I'm sorry to get them. Spectrum, go ahead on and get that bundle. Contact Patricia right there. We thank God for her. And also tune in tomorrow night, say okay with me and the Rain for Real at 6 o'clock as I debut his new music. And also want to give a shout out to Gregory Lester with his new single 12 Rounds. Okay, so make sure you definitely tune in for that 6 o'clock tomorrow. Me and the Rain. God bless y'all again. Thank y'all again. Be safe out there. All right. And we will see you, Lord's willing, next week. Peace.